Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys. My people, we have a fight on our hands, my people, this coming weekend at the Hydro in Glasgow, in Scotland, my guys. We are talking just Taylor's very own backyard. And he's going up against Ekow the Engine Essuman. It is a 147-pound bout. That is the welterweight division and Taylor's debut in the division, my guys, my people. Taylor, who is now a former undisputed champion at 140 pounds. So this is a world level operator and has been consistently operating at world level in his career, my guys, my people. But I must say, in his last two fights, he has not been looking great. In fact, he lost first to Teofimo Lopez, and with it his WBO strap as well, my guys, which Teo currently holds, my guys, my people. And then he went on to lose to Jack Catterall via unanimous decision. That was in May of 2024, my guys, my people. And he really took a beating from Teofimo Lopez. Catterall, a clear decisive win in the rematch, my guys, my people. So not looking good in his last two fights. And in May up until now, that is when he last faced that was when he faced Catterall. His last fight up until, well, this coming weekend will be a year of inactivity for Taylor. So there may be some questions of ring rust to answer. Hopefully nothing too bad, hopefully nothing at all. There may be also some age related questions to answer as well as how much of an effect have those losses on his record have had on him coming into this fight. In fact, all the fights he's had in his career so far, because he has been a very aggressive fighter throughout his career, my guys, my people, and that can take a toll on you, my guys, my people. I mean, Taylor, it's not like he's in his prime anymore. He is 34 years old and with a record of 19 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 13 coming via KO, my guys, my people. However, he is 2 years younger and maybe could be fresher than Essuman, who is 36 years old, my guys, my people, and has a record 21 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, only 8 via KO. You can see the advantage there also for Taylor. The massive difference in power. If we are going by power, skill level, experience, then Taylor wins flat out, my guys, my people, all the way. Should be an easy win. However, Essuman is not one you can predict very easily, because even at 36, he operates at a very high pace. In fact, he gets stronger as the fight gets longer. Essuman, known as the Engine Essuman, too durable, right? Plenty stamina, my guys, to go the distance. He punches from round 1 to round wherever. He doesn't stop punching, my guys, my people, and he is going to take a lot of confidence into this fight, knowing that he got 2 good wins. You know, first he's got a great win coming into this fight over Owen Cooper, and then over Ben Vaughan. That was in November, my guys, my people. However, I have to say that in the Ben Vaughan fight, he got touched up a lot. That was a very close fight that he won via majority decision. Yes, I had him winning, my guys, my people, but it could have gone either way. Essuman never fought on world level. The only fighter I would say has world level potential that he faced and lost to is Harry Scarf. Harry Scarf, my guys, my people. So yeah, regardless, I think this should be a pretty straightforward win for Taylor, my guys, my people, because he likes those come forward fighters. He likes those aggressive fighters. That is his style. Nothing like Teo and Catterall, who he lost to, my guys, my people. Those people are movers, know how to use range very well, and good counter punches. But Essuman, he's aggressive, very aggressive, and just like Taylor's very aggressive as well. So that's what he likes, but he can adapt. He knows how to mix it up as well, so he can box also. So that is the great advantage. The world level experience, being an all-rounded fighter, more all-rounded fighter than Essuman anyway. So I expect him to get the win via unanimous decision, simply because Taylor has not had a stoppage for some time now in his last, what, 6 or so bouts, you know. And but I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped Essuman, although Essuman has never been stopped in his career. At the same time, he's never faced anybody with the power of Taylor. Never, my guys, my people. So I don't know, he could be in out of his depth, but Taylor should get this win, and it has to look great for him to send any threat to any of the power players in the division. I'm talking about Jerome Ennis, Marius Barrios, the WBC champ. I'm talking about Connor Benn, and even Devin the Dream Haney. If he beats Essuman, who is number 4 under the WBO, then we can start having those talks. But if he struggles with Essuman, then Taylor, Scotland, 147 pounds, we have a problem, my guys, my people. But I'm predicting unanimous decision win, Taylor. That's it. So, my people, that was, of course, just Taylor versus Ekow Essuman for this weekend. Coming, my guys, my people. One thing I failed to detail, though, is that these two fighters do have numerous sparring experiences with one another as part of the Team GB squad, and that was between 2012 and 2016. So they are stepping in very familiar territories, and that history there, for me, sets up a cracking fight. It will be a fire fight because of these two fighters' approaches, my guys, and I can't wait. I can't wait, my guys, my people. But it's time to move on, because another fighter looking to make a debut at 147, we have Jack Catterall, my guys. And this, to me, is very mind-boggling, because there's not been talks of Catterall having issues with making the weight at 140. So why the sudden movement, or why the sudden intentions to move up to 147? And I'm thinking possibly because all the names at 140 that could have brought him big fight opportunities, well, they are all venturing up to 147. Let's talk Devin the Dream Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, my guys, all venturing up. Teofimo Lopez just had his title defense at 140 against Barboza, and now he's looking to set up a fight with Jerome Ennis, the unified champion, at 147, my guys, my people. So that is one plausible reason as why Catterall is making this move, my guys, my people, to get those big fights, and of course have a fresh title chase, I guess, in a new division, my guys, my people. But it's not going to be easy, because his debut opponent is going to be Harlem Eubank, my guys, my people. Both these fighters I would describe as boxers, not so much, not punchers, boxers, my guys, my people. And it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. Catterall is more like sort of like a counter puncher. Likes to sit back, capitalize on his opponent's mistakes. He's got great timing, I'll give him that. Good defense as well, but so does Harlem Eubank. Good defense, great fast hands, fast feet, uses the ring well, and rather than sit back, he likes to create opportunities and land, my guys, my people. So yeah, this would be a good technical fight, I reckon. But if anyone is going to drop anyone and stop anyone, I think it's going to be Harlem Eubank, my guys, my people, who actually stopped Tyrone McKenna. He stopped Tyrone McKenna in his last fight in March. So he has a common opponent there with Jack Catterall, who also fought and beat McKenna in 2018. So that is what, 6-7 years ago. He beat McKenna via unanimous decision, my guys. So you can see there, Harlem Eubank did one better, my guys, with the stoppage. you know, and a very one-sided beating that he put on McKenna, who is very tall, 6'1", tall for the division with a very long reach, my guys. Harlem Eubank had to be very creative to get on the inside, in and out, to land those crucial punches, my guys, to of course get the stoppage. So in terms of creativity, I would say he's more he's got the upper hand on Catterall. He's definitely got the upper hand. However, experience-wise, Catterall has been in the circles of world level operators. He himself is a world level operator now. We can class him as that. For the likes of Arnold Barboza, who went on to lose to Teofimo Lopez in a title challenge, my guys, the WBO title challenge, an opportunity that Catterall should have got, but he lost to Arnold Barboza in his last fight, in a very, very boring fight, my guys, my people. It was a stalemate, of course. Like I said, Catterall always waiting to capitalize off his opponent's mistakes instead of using the time available to create openings for himself. You know, so that was a very boring fight. I hope he doesn't come with that attitude in this fight with Harlem, because listen, Catterall, despite moving up, he has to win, my guys, my people, in order to erase memories of his last fight versus Barboza. Because I, for one, am pretty pissed off with that performance, my guys, my people. But look, Harlem Eubank, like I said, never really operated on world level, and Catterall is no McKenna, my guys. Catterall is very, very hard to pin down, and he will have to work the ring pretty well, my guys, my people, to get you know, a substantial attack going on against Catterall that can make attacks that can count, I guess. Either side, I would have to say, because Harlem got good defense as well. But for now, I'm more impressed in Harlem than I am with Catterall. So I think I'm gonna go with Harlem for now, my guys, my people. So my people, that was Jack Catterall versus Harlem Eubank. It is scheduled for the 5th of July at the Manchester Arena, my guys, my people. If Catterall is successful against Harlem Eubank, then there could be every possibility of a trilogy with Josh Taylor, my guys, my people. They are 1-1 on record right now, 1 apiece. I wonder who will take the trilogy at a new weight class, a new higher weight class, my guys, my people. Well, Taylor, he does not mind at all, as long as the business is right, as long as the numbers is right. So it's all business on this one to make it happen, my guys, my people, somewhere along the line, if possible, that is. But look, let's now move on to another Eubank, this time Chris Eubank Jr., who had a lawsuit pursuing him, issued by Frank Warren, my guys, my people, a defamation lawsuit that came after Jr. at the presser of Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. Well, he took particular aim at all of the promoters that he has worked with in the past, calling all of them scumbags. He went at Eddie Hearn, the Sauerland brothers, and took particular aim at Frank Warren, going as far as to say that he has been cheating his way through the sport of boxing in his promotional style, my guys, my people. And that, for a promoter, is character assassination right there. So of course, Frank Warren, in true Warren tradition, well, legal ramifications had to follow, despite that Eubank himself went onto social media to retract his statement and gave an apology to Frank Warren for giving out that wrongful statement, my guys, my people, and Warren publicly accepting the apology. You know, but where did it all go pear-shaped between these two characters? Well, in 2016, at that time, Chris Eubank Jr. still the middleweight British champion, and was to defend that strap against Tommy Langford, were to fight in Cardiff, my guys, my people. Eubank Jr. versus Tommy Langford, my guys, my people. Warren, who had won the purse bids, well, he had the venue booked, he had tickets on sale. He had both fighters already signed to the legally binding contract. However, Eubank Jr., he pulled out to what they say was a severe elbow injury. So no fight, which meant that Frank Warren had, you know, he was in the position to lose big time financially. And so, like in true Frank Warren tradition, as I would say, my guys, legal ramifications had to follow, my guys, and the case was settled in court. Frank Warren awarded 200 grand in damages, my guys, my people. Ow! To Eubank's pocket there. So I can understand why his grievances. However, if you're going by business, Frank Warren had every right to take the route that he did, my guys, my people. But look, I'm glad that this very latest lawsuit has come to an amicable end, and I think no money had to be paid out this time around. You know, UK judge Robert J did have his opinion on this case. He said that although both sides have the right to take the case to a hearing, he didn't see why this couldn't be settled outside of court. However, I do believe that the biggest influence to reaching this, you know, the end of this case here, this lawsuit, was due to Turki Al Sheikh, who has big plans in terms of matchups for Chris Eubank Jr. and still has very strong ties and relationship with Frank Warren, unlike with the other promoters where it's just business with them. This was according to an article from Boxing Scene, my guys, my people. So Frank Warren totally delighted. The bad blood is out of the way now. That could have, of course, hindered him from doing good business and setting up great matchups with his fighters. And Eubank Jr., who is buzzing, buzzing right now. His name is buzzing like a beehive right now, my guys, my people. But look, yes, my guys, my people, Frank Warren, one of the names he wants to put against Eubank Jr. is, of course, Hamza Sheeraz. Hamza Sheeraz, though, fully focused on Edgar Berlanga issues. He's facing Edgar Berlanga come July the 12th in New York. Berlanga, a self-proclaimed king of his ends, my guys, my people, and he says, well, there's no way on earth Andy Lee and Hamza Sheeraz, they would have to kill him if they think they're going to get a win over him in his own hometown, my guys, my people. It looks like they may have to do just that, my guys, my people, because Edgar Berlanga, he looks dead serious, my guys, my people. You know, at the presser, using the N-word freely whenever he wanted. I really don't. I mean, it's New York culture between blacks and Puerto Ricans, as far as my knowledge goes in that situation, and a big part of the hip-hop culture as well, which involves Puerto Ricans and blacks. So there you go on that one, my guys, my people. No issue with me. But look, Edgar Berlanga really overlooking Sheeraz. He puts him in the category of a C-class fighter. A C-class fighter, my guy. Says if Sheeraz brings the fire early, he may just take him out in one round, just like he has done with 17 fighters. I would say tomato cans on his record right now. Sheeraz may become the 18th one, my guys, to be stopped in one round. My guys. So obviously Berlanga living off the hype of his record right now. Berlanga, who is 28 years old, has a record 23 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, and 18 coming via KO, my guys, my people. Going up against 25-year-old Hamza Sheeraz with a record 21 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and 17 coming via KO, and really did not look good against Carlos Adames at 160 pounds. Adames, man, one-sided win for Adames. Sheeraz was awarded the gift decision draw, my guys, my people. So very lucky in that occasion. He cannot come in and perform like that against Edgar Berlanga, my guys, my people. There will be no excuses of a broken hand this time around, which they gave with his bad performance with Adames. No excuses of him being dehydrated, which was an excuse that Frank Warren gave. You know, I expect him at his new division now to be bigger, stronger, more powerful, my guys. And his hand is all healed up now anyway. That seems a bit bizarre since this happened in February. For a broken hand, what? March? Well, we're in May now anyway, so not long ago. But that's been debunked by Ricky Funes, and I go with Funes' story that Sheeraz didn't actually sustain a broken hand in that fight. It was just a light sprain, my guys, my people, a light sprain. But anyway, let's move forward. These fighters have fought on world level before. Of course, Sheeraz with Adames and Edgar Berlanga with Canelo Alvarez, and went the whole 12 rounds with Canelo. 12 rounds with Canelo, my guys. So he's living off of that hype as well. The fact that he survived a Canelo attack. That's all you have to do now. Even though he got dropped in the 4th or the 5th round of that fight, but it seems all you have to do now is survive a Canelo attack and you get huge credit, my guys, my people. But look, Berlanga is very, very heavy-handed. A lot of power, my guys, my people. And I think he's gotten better over the years, to tell you the truth. But he did get dropped by Conceras in 2021. Not particularly known for power. Sheeraz is known for power, and I think is the more skillful out of the two fighters, my guys. More skillful than Edgar Berlanga, my guys, my people. Sheeraz will also be enjoying a 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage. A reach of 75 inches and a height of 6'3" he is, my guys, my people. So you work out what that equals concerning Edgar Berlanga, my guys, my people. But look, this is going to be a great fight. I'm expecting a tough fight for either fighter. Before I had Berlanga, because of his size, he's very bulky, sturdy build, very aggressive, and he goes in for the knockout. But now I'm looking at Sheeraz and I'm thinking possibly Sheeraz will take it. He might just take it, my guys, my people. I just like his calmness. His calmness. Be very wary about the calm fighters, my guys, my people. Well, anyway, let's now move on, because Warren, he doesn't stop there. He's also willing to put up Denzel Bentley versus Chris Eubank Jr. So he's looking to get his fighters paid off the buzz of Junior. So it looks like, my guys, my people. But if Junior can win these fights, it makes his resume look all the better. Even if he loses, it still makes his resume look all the better, because these are highly rated fighters, skilled fighters, my guys, my people. Who else did Frank Warren want to put forward? I think that's it so far from Warren, you know. But for Chris Eubank Jr., I think first priority will be, of course, the Connor Benn rematch, which is being planned for September 27th. I am hearing, my guys, my people. That will be another huge commercial success, and I think will be bigger than the first one, because this one is hugely anticipated now, especially after what they gave us in the first one. So it's gonna be that Arthur better be with Dimitri Bivol effect. After the first one, the second one was much bigger, my guys, my people, and now they're moving on to a trilogy. Who knows? Depending on how the result goes, we might get a trilogy, Connor Benn and Eubank Jr. Although Eubank Jr., if he can, of course, remain at 160 pounds and Connor Benn can go up and meet him, yes, it can happen, because both fighters still want that fight, my guys, my people. But Eubank Jr., leading up to this fight, huge talks about issues of him making 160 pounds. But let's see how it goes, my guys, my people. Yeah, one more fighter that Frank Warren wants to throw in the way of Eubank Jr. is, of course, Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, my guys, my people, who Chris Eubank Jr. actually wants that fight. He actually wants that fight. They fought before in 2014. Saunders winning via split decision that time around. And Eubank Jr., he wants to avenge that loss, of course, because he thoroughly hates Saunders. Says he's a scummy human being, you know, and a bad representation for the sport, as well as being a PED offender, my guys, my people. Compares him to Connor Benn, who he also had, you know, some hatred towards because of his PED offense, right? But he says at least Connor Benn is likable, and you can see why people like Connor Benn. But as for Saunders, no likability at all, my guys, my people. And Saunders, outside of the ring, he's actually done some real dastardly things. I'm sure that him and anybody linked to him will not be proud of, my guys, my people. So yeah, that is the issue there. But Saunders blow it up now. He's not the same man that fought Chris Eubank Jr. at 160 pounds. He hasn't fought since 2021 when he lost to Saul Canelo Alvarez. You know, so that is a long time. What, 4 years? Yeah, about 4 years. About 4 years, my guys, my people. And he's bloated up now, looking like a pufferfish. And the plan with Frank Warren is that he's going to get 2 fights at 175 pounds now. And if it's possible to come down to 168, then of course he will do that. And I think that will make it possible for Chris Eubank Jr. to possibly go up and meet him at 168 with Chris Eubank Jr. and his weight issues at 160. That can be very possible, and that is another huge fight that fans can look forward to. Or Eubank Jr., if you can make 175, hey, you can do what he likes on that one, my guys, my people. It is a huge fight after all. As for Connor Benn, someone chasing him that wouldn't mind a fight with him is Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly, my guys, my people. He says if Connor Benn wants, he will sign the contract straight away for them to fight. He thinks he can outbox Connor Benn, and he can, of course, knock him out. Josh Kelly, who hasn't knocked out somebody, you know, with worth knocking out in quite some time. And his last performance against Ishmael Davis, he didn't particularly look great in that one. Questionable win, I would have to say. But he does have a fight coming up in next month, June. I believe the opening week of June, my guys. I think June 6th, my people. But Josh Kelly, his career has been moving a little bit slow. He started in 2017, relatively around the same time as Connor Benn, who started in 2016, I believe. But Connor Benn has racked up what? 23 wins. So 24 fights. He's racked up 24 fights, my guys, my people. Whereas, you know, Kelly, 17 fights in total, I believe. 17 fights is racked up, so you can see the difference there, my guys. He needs to get a move on. Even Sheeraz, Hamza Sheeraz, who started in the same year, 2017, as Josh Kelly, has had more fights than Josh Kelly, and these two fighters are younger than Josh Kelly, who is 31. Sheeraz is what, 25, and Connor Benn is of course 28. So you guys do the maths for me on that one, my guys, my people. And with that said, I'm gonna end this video on this one, my guys, my people. But before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, of course, drop your comments below, and as always, stay super blessed.